My name is Rap Critic, and this is the podcasting while someone cracks the table over your back challenge. Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! It hurts! Oh no! Oh wait! We can't even see it. Why did I agree to this? Oh, this isn't worth it in this medium. Oh god! This is going off. This is going off. This is going off podcast. Rap Critic and Muse. Muse, how are you doing?
Really good now, because, folks, I'm just gonna tell you straight up, there is nothing I like seeing more, nothing I like to watch more than my co-host of 10 years in just immeasurable, excruciating pain.
Fatal amounts, possibly.
Yeah, near fatal, because, I mean, you're good, you're talking, right?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely...
You could potentially talk about an hour album and also the Super Bowl halftime show and maybe even some commercials.
Oh, can I get just a little bit of ice, maybe? No, it's all a bit, guys. We're just joking. So... We'll
have someone mop up the blood. You don't gotta worry about that. Just come over here. We'll sit down for a bit.
Fucking cut. Hey, Muse. You know, it's all good. You know, I forgive you. Hey, give me a high five, buddy.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, we came around here.
That's at least 4 ribs, dude. That was good. That was a good one.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm only coughing up a little bit of blood, so
the American healthcare system is not going to be kind to that one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, my dick. Anyway.
It's the going off.
Yay! It's going off time, everybody! Woo!
Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about these fucking ads for the Super or big game. Can we not say it? Will we get sued if we say it?
No one's listening. It's okay.
All right, yeah. They don't care. You know they don't care.
They don't care about a fucking podcast. Hell no.
No, they don't care to give us shit. Look, they give local bars shit. They're fucking like, don't use the word or we'll fucking sue the shit out of you. We get way less patronage than local bars.
Yeah, that is true. We don't offer alcohol here. Maybe if we did, maybe that would usher in a whole new era of the pod.
It just, like, slowly zooms in on our faces and then giving alcohol out freely, which included to minors because, you know, it's online. You had no jurisdiction over how you would be able to disseminate it, and now you will both be in jail for 6 months for underage bootlegging.
How soon this episode turns into an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, oh no.
Oh, the gang goes to jail.
We done fucked up again, folks. But, yeah, it's, I can't believe it, but it's already, Super Bowl time. We're talking about the halftime show. We're talking about commercials. You sent me a compilation of... Did you watch the video you sent me, by the way?
Yes, I did.
Okay, this video doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because there's, like, 3 commercials in it that they, like, replaced the audio for, like, copyright reasons or something?
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so I had to look them up individually because I was just like, what the fuck? And then the video ends with, like, a 2-minute description of just being like, we made a compilation of Super Bowl commercials. And I said out loud, I know, I just saw it. I just synced it, the whole thing.
Giving you guys the online experience of watching Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, fuck. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna mute it.
Did you see the Reese's one? Right? Is that what you're talking about?
The Reese's one was muted.
Yes, it was like because I texted you. I said this one makes it so much funnier.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing.
Why they're saying it?
The Mountain Dew Aubrey Plaza one does have a song in it that I guess could be copyright flag or whatever. I don't know about the Uber Eats one, but that one's also muted. But what's really funny about the Reese's one, and I'll put the audio in here, is because it's silent for the first couple seconds, and then you just hear the guy go, ups.
Ups.
Oh God! And the thing is, the reactions are so like purposefully over the top. You know, they're doing the one person's jumping out of the window, another person's hitting themselves with popcorn. One person is just vigorously giving a thumbs down, and then they just said like, oh, but wait, and then it cuts out again, and it goes like. And then everyone jumps back in and goes, yeah, and the guy gets vigorous thumbs up.
Yo, why was that one muted? There was nothing to that one.
I don't know what happened, but it just made it so much funnier.
It's just this YouTube channel called Super Bowl Commercials. I'll put a link in the description so y'all can see it.
Yeah, so I thought it was like, oh, that must be the official channel.
We got a Popeyes one with that one guy from
Kim Jong.
Community.
Yeah, still doing his thing, but you know, I don't I haven't overdosed on Kim Jong, so it was tolerable for me, you know.
Yeah, you know, that was fine.
was fun enough,
Popeyes
yeah.
got better wings now, I guess, and he likes them a lot.
Is he saying that they have wings in the first place? Like, did they not have that before? Because that seems to be the jokey revelation, like Popeye now with wings, and I was like, is that a this year revelation? Because the joke is that he's doing all these things that happened that are like, you know, since whatever couple of years when he was frozen or whatever.
Yeah, right. And I don't even know what the joke there was supposed to be. Why was he frozen?
This year was a lot of the joke is that we got a celebrity things, and I mean it's always kind of that, but you should at least a little bit more rely on Lol to Random or whatever.
This fucking next one, the Mr. T for Skechers one.
That one at least was like, hey, it's fun to see Mr. T again. But like that guy acting in it is just like, I am the guy who is acting now. Mr. T, what are you doing?
Yeah, it said it was Tony Romo. I wouldn't have recognized him. But
did he have a singing career in the 70s? Who was that?
As a football player. I think he was a Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Look, football names glaze over. I'm sorry.
I'm not big into sports either, trust me. Any sports name I pick up is simply through osmosis and secondhand conversations. But can we just talk about I did not think that was Mr. T for like the first half of the commercial.
You're so right. Because I was like, is it a stand-in? Because it didn't sound like him all the way. And I was like, what?
It doesn't sound like him. And they also, and I've noticed this for a couple commercials, they have done so much in the way of like makeup and filters that people just look like smooth. Like,
is that it? Yeah.
It looks uncanny, honestly. Like, the fact that you could tell everything is just CG around them, too. Like, the whole house is, you could just tell it's two people in a whole green screen thing. So the effects look weird. Mr. T in overalls. I don't know why he's wearing overalls. That looks weird. So yeah, I don't like that one. The Oreo one with deciding things, twisting it, seeing which side the cream is on. That's okay.
My face falls whenever I see the Kardashians. It's just like, oh.
They did take it one step too far with the Kardashians. I could have done without that. Then the Reese's one, which this is just the absolute most lol to random insulting thing I think I've seen all year. Where it's like, I don't know who this is even for. But one thing I did think was kind of funny was at the end, the guy says, wait, y'all are still going to be making regular Reese's, right? Which is like, yay, we love the new caramel Reese's, but what if they suck and we don't like them? Can we still eat the other ones? Like, that's the implication.
It's not going to be a Coca-Cola situation.
Yeah, we don't want a new Coke. This T-Mobile ad where they just
that was whack.
They just got random celebrities and like, you got a pop for me for Laura Dern, but I don't even know why the fuck she's there. Like, that seemed random to me.
I'm Jennifer Hudson and I can whistle. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh boy. Is this, and then Common is just there.
Oh my
too.
God. What did he do? He did something from, what movie did he do?
Oh, he did a fucking, King Kong ain't got shit on me from goddamn...
Training Day.
Training Day, yeah. Okay.
And then,
I do like the Hellman's commercial.
I was just about to say I like the Kate McKinnon ad where she's saying meow.
I do like that one a lot.
And just the punchline where it's just like where it ends on a whirlwind relationship with Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you lasted longer than most. I was like, okay, all right, that got a good pop out of me. Now that's comedy. Drinks for everyone.
I do like that there's a couple ads in here that have, like... And it's funny, like, it's that one and the Eminem one that are right up next. Like, it pokes fun at Scarlett Johansson at the end, and she's, like, in on the bit.
That was legit funny. Where it's like, yeah, you know, it's size. What are these M&Ms get the breath of losers sign upon them, like Super Bowl losers. And it's like, and including Scarlett Johansson. And it's like, I lost 2 Oscar races, and like the Reddit was like, in the same year. And he just looked over like, hey, you didn't have to say that, you know?
Yeah, I liked that. Tina Fey for Booking.com was.
The punchline is Glenn Close is here.
Again, looking featureless and smooth like a plastic.
Right.
Like, I figured it out. They make people look like pop vinyls, and that's what's creeping me out. Which, speaking of which, the drumstick ad basically has a goddamn,
oh my god. Incredible.
Bobblehead thing, but, like,
Dr.
Eric
Armstick.
Andre is just crying on an airplane, and he's not getting the help.
And he is collecting this check for whatever next movie he's making or whatever, because I saw some other ad he did with some internet service he doesn't use, Internet Explorer or something like that. Get the Opera or something.
Eric Andre here for Netscape Navigator.
Because, yeah, I was like, all right, get your bag, Eric Andre. And it was a really funny ad because it was just like, you know, hi, on this plane, this man has anxiety. It's like, oh, is there a doctor here? I need help. I'm having an attack. And it was like, I'm a doctor. And everyone just starts getting drumsticks.
Yeah, sure.
Well, wait, what's happening? Why does everyone have a drumstick? Is anyone going to help me? It's like, I'm not that type of doctor. And it was like, and then the one guy goes like, oh, I'm sorry about him.
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible.
Then we got Chris Pratt in a fucking Pringles ad, and I just don't give a shit about Chris Pratt.
Eyes glaze over.
Then there's the Baja Blast commercial with Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza? I forget. Then you get the other dude from Parks and Rec there at the end, because they're selling Baja Blast in stores now. And she's like, I'm having a blast with my Baja Blast.
Again, it's like, that's this year? That's just happening?
Yeah, I guess they did it for like a limited time or something, but now it's like officially in stores. It's weird. I did not think that was an exclusive either. I don't understand store exclusives, man. Like, that shit just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I have a favorite ice cream of mine, and it's apparently a Target exclusive, so I can't get it anywhere else. Like, you fucking kidding me?
Weird. But, let's talk about Usher, his halftime show.
Let's talk about Usher, because I'm skipping through the rest of this thing, and I don't remember any of these other commercials, so fuck them. Yeah, Usher! Usher! So I took extensive notes.
I thought it was killer. I thought the boy killed it. The singing and dancing was money. You know, he was keeping that pitch, moonwalking over the grass, which seemed like quite an impressive feat. That's true.
Feet. Anyway, so it starts with a very, very, very short clip of My Way from 1997. So we're going to acknowledge his entire career here. We got the career intro, the retrospective.
Oh, he's giving the MJ treatment. Yeah.
So it cuts from My Way to him performing Caught Up, and there's a shot of a guy, and it looks like he's launched out of an invisible cannon. I don't know what happens.
Happens a couple times in the background. Yeah.
Like, no noise is made. There's just like a group of people, and then this one guy is just like shot out of it, and he just flies across the screen, and he just lands. Like, it looks like he could have been on a wire. I don't know. It was just like, okay, that's happening too.
A lot of theatrical stuff, but you know what? I appreciate it. You know.
Then we go to you don't have to call, and at the end of it, it looks like someone bumps into the camera guy, and it jostles a little bit. It's very distracting because, like, Usher's in the middle of this, hey mama, we made it. This one's for you. And then just, like, the camera, it looks like someone hits the camera. Like, oh, shit. And then he sings a line or two from the song Superstar, which I wasn't familiar with, but I guess Usher heads know that one. But then it quickly transitions into Love in the Club, which is funny because he was just like, "Hey, mama, this one's for you." It's like, oh, okay, what are we doing here? Then he gestures to, like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Alicia Keys." He does like the "look this way," and the camera pans over, and Alicia Keys is in a mile-long red cape, flowing majestically
like
behind
in the
her.
90s.
And she's sitting at, like, a melting red piano. I don't know what the design of this piano was.
Yeah, it was like, there was like a, like slime or something. Yeah, there was like it was like slime, but run over by a bicycle wheel, you know?
It was the Kids' Choice piano. I did like that one. But the big story here is that if you were watching live, and you could watch the clip on Twitter and probably on YouTube somewhere, the very first note Alicia Keys hits in her singing is sour. It's bad.
Oh no, I can't remember.
Some people want it all.
I'm gonna throw that for Alicia Keys. Her whole thing now is being raw and real, right? I'm not wearing any
That's
makeup on
true.
TV. I didn't do the warm up beforehand. Fuck it, we're going.
What's fucked up though is that when you watch the official video on the NFL YouTube, they edited it.
Some people want it all. Some people.
So they're rewriting history. That sour note.
Now look at that.
That was never there. That never happened. So that's kind of bad for humanity. But what I couldn't help but notice was Usher joins Alicia, and they start singing "My Boo" after that.
Oh yeah, and he starts dancing around her. You know, he's doing his thing.
And Alicia Keys keeps hitting sour notes, but they don't edit all of them out. They only edit out the first one. But she keeps, like, missing, and she, like, kind of making these weird noises. But again, yeah, she's raw, so I respect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, shouts out to Alicia Keys. She's looking fantastic. Usher is
that's
dancing
something, too.
around her.
She actually does look great. And it's just that, like, because she doesn't have, like, the freaking doll faces that everyone else has in those ads, you know? Like, our brains are going like, why does she look like a human being?
Usher is dancing around her, and he's very horny.
Yes, he is. He's looking like Powerline in the 90s, like, hey, babe, let's take this backstage.
Like, he keeps rubbing her down, and at one point he's just like, ooh, hot! Like, he does that, like, I gotta shake my hand off.
Look, this is what he's good for, right? This is what the ladies are in the audience. Oh, I wish I was Alicia Keys right now. Woo!
I mean, in a minute here, yeah. After that exchange, a dude says we're celebrating 20 years of Confessions, and it's just like a guy in a tiny suit. Who was that?
Okay, I think that's Jermaine Dupri. And I was like, wait.
Oh, I thought it was CeeLo Green at first.
No, that's because I was like having that moment where I was like, I feel like I'm the only person who would know this name offhand.
Jermaine Dupri.
He doesn't look the
Wow.
same. He's like all bald and old now, and he's jumping, leaping up and down. And in the same way that, like, okay, so Usher has a bit of like this puffy coat, but it looks like it's like slightly too high waisted on it or something like that. And it's just like it looks cool for the most part, but there's just like one or two times where it feels like it's a little too flappy in the wind because it's a little too high up, you know. And then it's like when I see Jermaine Dupri came in, he has like these slightly too high and slightly too short, like it's like professional man's thing, but it's his young kid's intern boss baby, you know, thing. And so I'm like, why is he dressed like that? And his socks look like they're slightly too bunched up, so I thought they were like, you know when you see like Catholic school girls with the frilly things on the socks. So at first I was like, what's going on here? I was like, what is happening? I was just so confused. I was like, what choice is being made here? Like, why are they doing this? Why is he doing, little man trying to be professional? Like,
it's bring Jermaine to work day. He's just here. He's just happy to get out.
And the thing is, like, he's not there long enough for it to feel like a choice. So it just feels like, what?
That definitely could have just been like a voiceover. We didn't need to see that man in that suit.
Or they could have at least gotten one that, like, this man is not that tall. How did they get something that was still too short for him?
I know. Then Usher sings the chorus to Confessions Part 2.
Yes.
And then, like, a line from Nice and Slow, and then we're like, we're fucking pressing fast forward on this. It's like, okay, next song.
There was one song in particular where it was just like, was it Confessions or was it the, no, because it's like, I had that phone call. Oh my God, you had a kid outside of marriage. And I was like, this isn't really feel good vibes for,
Yeah, he does the whole like, this is my confession. And then he just goes, 7 o'clock in the drop top. So he hits nice and slow for like 2 bars. And then he immediately goes into Let It Burn. And he's surrounded by fire. Yeah. And this is a point where the religious types were saying that demonic imagery.
Good Lord.
This man surrounded by flames.
Give it a rest.
Anyway, he tells the crowd to do the ho 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 ho, and you can kind of hear them do it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then Usher performs You Got It Bad. Strips.
Oh, classic.
The crowd goes fucking bananas for it.
Look, the man is a package, and he's got to unwrap the package eventually. You know what I'm saying? We saw the videos from the 90s.
This man's in his mid-40s, and he's looking fantastic, too. Shouts out to Usher. Then Her comes out, and, I mean, I probably would have known... Huh?
Oh, well, I was like, look, she hits that guitar solo, definitely, but I don't
know if she's actually playing it, though, is the thing.
Oh, cause it sounded just enough like there was, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like something was actually happening, but I felt like a jackass because I was like, oh, I feel like I'm supposed to know who this is, but I didn't,
See, I'm not sure if it was real or not.
Is Nationwide on her side is all I want to know.
Then rollerbladers fill the stage.
That was the crazy part. Oh, Starlight Express in this bitch.
I popped for this. Yeah, I like the cameras in the center of the stage.
Woo, people sliding on their heads. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, yeah, that one dude. He just slides in.
And he was looking happy as a clam. He was like,
yeah, he slides on in. And then Usher is wearing a fucking Tron suit.
Yes! As they perform, oh my God, I did not know they were going to pull that one out.
will.i.am gets a payday. I saw him and I was like, oh shit, we're doing, oh my God.
At least showing a little bit of shame over his...
Now, what's funny to me is that for whatever reason, I don't know who got this idea in their head, but people thought that Justin Bieber was gonna show up because, like, Usher discovered Bieber.
Right. Which, is like, when Dr. Dre did the halftime show and he brought out Eminem, I guess
yeah.
Black guys have to bring out a white guy that they brought out. But no, and what was weird was the article I saw was Lil Jon announcing it. It was like, yeah, we just couldn't get him. And I was like, why do you know this?
Wait, so they actually tried to get him?
Yeah, it was Lil Jon answering the question. It was just like, what's happening? Why is Lil Jon the one who is, like, dispensing this information?
That's really fucking weird, because, like, I don't think that show needed Bieber at all. Like,
absolutely not. He's his own thing.
It would have seemed very out of place for him to randomly show up.
And also, I'm sorry, I'll just say it, not up to our standards if we're listening to Usher. Look, I'll throw down the gauntlet.
When's the last time we've seen Justin Bieber? Like, what the fuck is he doing? He put out that album that was, like, universally panned, that goddamn
Just a fad,
yummy. And everyone was like, wow, this is really fucking bad, dude. Then, Lil Jon hits the stage and does the chorus of Turn Down for What? Which can only mean we gotta close with yeah, even though we didn't get more, we didn't get Scream. I think both of those probably would have worked in this performance because they get the crowd hype, but I guess Confessions.
Have so much time. Yeah.
We do. Confessions is the big one. I guess that's what we're ultimately here celebrating is the 20th anniversary of Confessions. We don't have time for those minor hits from 2010.
And I did like how they had Ludacris come in and do the full verse like that. Like, that breath control is still crazy, man.
He's got the huge fro, looking great.
Yes, taking it back.
And yeah, the way he hit that one part.
It'll be off of the clothes.
Oh, off the clothes. Yeah, he did the whole thing. I was like, oh shit, there he goes. Look at him go.
Don't let the Fast Five movie or the Fast and Furious movies fool you. The man still got it.
Oh my god.
That is so weird that he's like, you know what? Collect your check, Ludacris. Collect your motherfucking check. You've earned it.
Absolutely. Luda had such a stranglehold on pop music for a few years there.
Good Lord. And it was so weird because it's like, he was around in the early 2000s. He was like that guy. And then it was
fucking roll out.
He cashed in his checks hard in the late 2000s where it was just like, I'm on every... It's like he saw Lil Wayne was doing his thing. He was like, you know what? Mr. Me Too. Let's go. Let's collect this money. You know?
For real. Yeah.
It's like, who was on the baby, oh? Who nabbed that one?
Oh, that's true.
Isn't that so weird?
He was on that.
He was on
that. Some say this is
Excuse me,
ludicrous, but Tayo Cruz, tell them how you feel. You remember that one, right?
Wait, what?
Tayo Cruz?
I'm only gonna break,
yeah.
That's right.
And Luda has that part. Is like, I'm only gonna break your heart into itty bitty pieces.
Yeah.
Something about Reese's Pieces.
But wait, am I wrong? Or was he not, please excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, but tonight I'm fucking you. Wasn't that him?
Ooh. Wait, I think you're right. He was on that. And of course, who could forget his, How Low Can You Go?
Yeah.
I blow him up. Balloons.
Test me and niggas get drawn. What was it? Test me and guns get drawn like cartoons. Though, and I ain't talking about Homer.
Yeah.
That's so bad. The whole clip want a boner. Look,
yeah.
I still stand by that. That was a fun track.
That's a fun track. Nikki's got her, and guess who's playing? Friday.
Oh, the music game. We were still having fun.
Did I fucking mention to you, by the way, that I was at a bookstore last week, and you know how they have like the coffee? Well, I sent you the picture. I don't know if you'd seen it.
Wait, what picture?
And at the register at the coffee place inside the bookstore.
Yes.
They had the fucking tip cups, and one tip cup was labeled Megan Thee Stallion, and the other one was labeled Nicki Minaj, and that fucking Megan cup had like dollar bills in it, and the Nicki one had like a couple pennies and nickels in it, so...
Everything is in cycles, and you're literally just going like, wow, you know, there was a little bit of conversation about, is Megan Thee Stallion really kind of on like that? I don't know. It seems like she might be, you know, kind of doing the same kind of song, a little conversation. Then Nicki Minaj goes, hey, I'm totally not recognizing that I'm doing the Lil' Kim thing and getting pissy about some new person.
Yeah, no.
It's like, I'm Nicki Minaj, and I have no self-awareness because I'm, you know, too high on my fame, so let's do this.
Yeah, seriously, the weirdest fucking thing going on with her. But, yeah, they end the performance, and it's very cool to me that, like, I mean, it does kind of feel like coattails a little bit, but, like, we end this big performance, and Usher's in the middle there with Luda and Lil Jon, and it's like, Luda and Lil Jon definitely would not be on stage at the Super Bowl in 2024 if it weren't for this one song from 20 years ago with Usher.
No, I do. I guess they're all from Atlanta, so it's kind of like that. Hey, you know, Atlanta worldwide. You know, everyone's from Atlanta now. And I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Oh yeah, what the fuck were they saying? Like, I'm turning the whole world into A-Town or something. The whole world's turned into that. We turned the whole world to the A. I was like, oh shit, I'm hype. I guess I'm from Atlanta now. All right, I'll take it. And then like the performance just ends with Usher just going, yeah.
Everybody's like,
yeah. And then it's just, the Super Bowl halftime show was like, as Usher is just like, yeah.
Like, it wasn't that deep, Usher.
No, I mean, yeah, I get it. It was big. Yeah. But
I mean, you know, look, I guess the fact that he still had enough like breath control to say that was still such power by the end, you know, is certainly a testament to the man's abilities as a chanteuse, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, good on Usher. Good job. Amazing being able to do all the singing and dancing and all that, and still putting your friends on. Good show. I enjoyed it. And from there, we head on into the reason we spent the first half hour of the show talking about Super Bowl halftime shows and the Super Bowl commercials. It is Double Nickles on the Dime by Minutemen, requested by Dr. Goatman. And I say all that because, and look, no disrespect to the good doctor. You've got a flawless record, Doc, but
no doubt.
But this just didn't really lend itself well to the podcast in the sense that, like,
we had
you
to
got
get
40 songs.
Yeah, 43 tracks or something like that. We're holding the weight of an album on our shoulders. We're like, okay, let's just get this album out of the way, because and every song is like a minute and a half, but
That's
it still feels way too long.
Yeah, like, there's not a whole lot to say about the songs. I think just about every song on here is extremely, catchy. I like the funk vibes. I like the jazz vibes.
Despite them being so short, they still feel like complete songs where I'm like, huh, all right. No, like, I'll find myself going like, yo, wait, was that the whole song? That did feel like, I feel like I got my vitamins and minerals for what a whole song feels like. Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's the punk rock song length. It's as long as a fast Ramones song, but it's more drawn
calmer.
out.
Yeah,
it's calmer. It's got the jazz drums, the funk bass throughout.
It's so weird. And let me tell you something. I thought this album came out in the 90s. I was like, oh, when I heard the infamous, I was like, oh, this one. And look at the album cover. It looks like some sort of 90s album cover of this guy looking like he's like doing a 50s thing or whatever the hell, But it's like 1984.
Yup.
Are you
I'm telling you, man.
Kidding me? This college rock already sounded like this? This is nutsack insane. Like,
I
what in the
really
world?
do like this album. I've liked this album for years.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not even to take that away from it, right? As we're going into this, it's not that it is not a solid listen all around. It's just fucking long, and it's just after a while, as your dear intrepid reviewers having to say something about 43 tracks in a row,
In a row?
We reviewed 43 tracks in a row.
Try not to listen to any Minutemen songs on the way to the parking lot. Hey, you come back here.
But let's get into it. Serious as a heart attack.
So I wanted to tell you this little tidbit up top, because this is very interesting to me. And it relates to the fact that there's 40 songs on here, right? This is from The Genius. The album was organized into 4 sides. Side D, Side Mike, Side George, and Side Chaff. The band conceived the list of songs and drew straws to see who would pick from the list first. Each member putting their picks on their devoted side. The best songs were put first. The lesser songs would follow. D. Boone picked the first 12 songs, Mike Watt choosing tracks 13 to 23, George Hurley choosing songs 24 to 35. The remaining 10 songs on Side Chaff were the songs nobody wanted. Then why are they here?
What is happening right now? Does that include the fucking cars taking off into the night track? Who's picking that?
I don't think that's included. But it was like, okay, so
no, that was a unanimous decision.
So it was like a draft. Like, okay, whoever picked first, okay, you get to pick what you think the 10 best songs are. It's like, okay, these, and then the next person's like, oh shit, well, you picked a lot of my picks. I guess I'll pick these. And then by the end, you still have songs left over, and you still put them on the album, even though, like, nobody had faith in them? Like,
guys,
that's so fucking weird to me.
Like, save it for your sophomore album that's not as good as your first one. Come on, guys. Like, think economically.
Like, they still put out a good bit of albums, like, enough material, but it said, like, they mainly wanted to make a double album based on a double album Husker Du put out. And maybe that's even, like, a rib. Like, the fact that, like, oh, let's do a double album. Like, is that a joke? Like, are you trolling us?
Because, like, yeah, the fact that these songs are so short, and then, like, the album is so long, it's just like, what's happening?
Like, I still dug most of it, and, like, I've listened to this album quite a few times, and it honestly, after the first couple times, it does just kind of blow by in a weird way.
Well, like, songs feel like they're part ones and part twos because they have a bit of a similar vibe, but they feel like they're kicking into a new gear of it, you know? And they're so short that your brain kind of, like, is forced to think, like, oh, is this just, like, a B-side, you know, the part beat of this track, you know? Like...
Yeah, and this, I think, is the third full-length album of theirs, actually.
Wow.
Their first album was 15 minutes. Their second one was 26 minutes.
Wait.
Then they had a couple EPs and, you know, singles throughout, you know, 30 minutes or so. And then, 81 for this one.
Could they not get 14 minutes and 59 seconds because, you know, Sugar Ray took that one?
Oh.
They time traveled back and said, fuck you, we're copyrighting that one first.
But yeah, folks, the whole discography is pretty good, worth a listen. This is kind of the centerpiece because it is so big. You just can't really ignore it.
And what sucks is that, like, there's so much good on here that I want to acknowledge, but there is so much on here that's just like, you know, like, all right, this... Like, there are certain things that feel like incomplete ideas that work so well as what they're doing, and then there's other ones that it legitimately feels like, yeah, guys, maybe you didn't need this one. I don't know. I feel like you're doing pretty good with all this other stuff that you did. Why are you, it's like, I'm overwhelmed. Why are you giving me so much? Like, yeah, aren't punk albums supposed to be, short, sweet, to the point? Like, that's so awesome. We zip through that, and maybe I want to listen to it again. With this, I'm sorry, folks, like, I listened through the first time, of course, but, like, the second time, I was, like, having that moment of, like, this is starting to, like, blend in. I'm like, it's not that it's bad. It's just, like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say from one track to another, where it's just, like, I don't know. It's solid guitarage, you know what I'm saying? Dope drumming is just solid, but, like, some tracks are better at, you know, doing the sort of, like, you know, punk pushing against convention man thing, and other ones are just like, all right, you're pushing against convention, but, like, you didn't do enough to make me, like, care. You know what I'm saying? Like, so... Yeah,
you got some weird, like... esoteric, kind of cryptic lyrics on some of these where I don't really know what you're talking about. Yeah. A lot of these songs are like 8-line poems, and you don't really like even get like multiple verses.
Shit. Yeah,
they're
like
very short.
Theater of Life, I'm pretty sure, is just like 2 bars and like per verse, and it's like 3 verses. Yeah.
Yes, it's extremely short. The first couple are very short. Vietnam, I think, is just like 8 lines too.
Yeah,
and like they're all good songs, and I think they did pick the best ones up front. Like I think it does start off very strong.
That's the thing. When I was looking over, you know, how much view count stuff was getting, I was like, first 10 tracks, everything is at least 1 million, and yeah, even the, you know what I'm saying, even the hardcores are kind of dropping off after track 11, huh?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm sorry, it begins to be like, I don't know, quit while we're ahead, can we? You know, because like a lot of this is good, but like there becomes an issue of volume after a while, and like you have to consider it. Like I can't act like, you know, it's still not going, and it's like, that's my issue. It's competent. It's not like stellar to the point where it's like, oh, that's why we're still here 18 tracks in, you know? It's just kind of like, yeah, this could have also been the first 10 tracks, and it probably could have been about fine, you know? Like...
I think the lines in number 1 hit song, which is just a funny title in itself.
Oh, that's so peak 90s, even though it's the 80s. What is happening?
I also made note that for those who know, the instrumental kind of sounds like the James Gang song Funk number 49, just that bow, da bow now, bow, da bow, bow, bow. You know that one. I know where you're going. The lyrics are, you and me, baby, twinkle, twinkle, blah, 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 ETC. Like, y'all just don't give a fuck.
Like,
I like
look,
that.
What is happening, right? I was like, look, I get it. We're being ironic about not actually making a hit song. It's called Number 1 Hit Song. But look what we did. But, like, don't just throw your hands up at writing a song in general. Like, put some effort into it. Like, put some tongue into that cheek, goddammit.
And then you got a song like, do you want new wave or do you want the truth? And the lyrics here are interesting. A word war will set off the keg. My words are war. Should a word have 2 meanings? What the fuck for? Should words serve the truth?
Whoa.
And then the second verse.
That's a lot to think about.
you get these two dudes kind of going back and forth. I stand for truth. I stand for language. I stand for truth. I stand for history. I am a cesspool for all the shit to run down in. It's like, okay.
And that's the thing about it, too. It's like, no two songs, like, move exactly the same, right? Like, you know, it's not like it's like, oh, it's the same 2 bar verse. Like, no, every time it feels like something weird is happening where it's like just enough to be like, okay, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? You know?
I mean, also the fact that the song track listing was like completely randomized.
Oh, it was like a David, what's his name? David Cross, yeah. His album titles would just be so fucking dumb and random, and it's just like, I think it's really funny, but this is, can we not do this?
I remember listening to, what was it? Shut Up, You Fucking Baby. I listened to that album when I was younger.
What an album title. But yeah, he still has that classic bit. I mean, the Henderson Valley eggs. You're gonna love our eggs. I still love that one. Fuck you, Brady.
What was that?
You don't remember that? It's like, oh, they're always trying to hip things up for the younger folks, you know, and like they'll probably go too far one day, you know, like doing it with like fucking eggs or some shit, you know, and it was just like, Henderson Valley eggs, you're gonna love our eggs, and have some kid like rocking out on a guitar, you know, and it's like, finally an egg for my generation, and you know, gonna cut to some old lady going like, I like eggs the old-fashioned way, and have a kid come out and say, fuck you, Granny.
That's right. Okay. You know what's so funny is that like you think of like Mr. Show and like how like it was like sketch comedy, and now it's like, okay, I'm gonna describe basically what a sketch would look like, and that's my stand-up now.
Oh my god, right?
Oh, so that was fun. Then
I like 2 beats at the end. I thought that was a really fun track. That was another one where it was like 2-line verses where it was just so much to chew on with what they were saying. You know, like, caught by a camera taken at shutter speed, my neck's in a knot, 2 beads at the end. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, bolt cutters close, my head rolls again, trapped in your snare, voices fly at me. I'm like, fucking all right. Like, snap like a tiger, strike like a snake, feel like a poker in someone's fireplace. Like, fucking shit, man.
And also the fact that like it's like uncharacteristically soft singing on this one. Like, I don't think there's another song on the album that sounds like this.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Because it was just so like, oh wow, okay. It's such a like
very thoughtful.
And there was another track where he said, what was the track where he's talking about punk? That's going to be a little hard to find it. But there's one track where he's talking about like punk rock, where he's like, man, punk rock fucking, you know, made our lives, man. And I was just like, oh man, this does not in any way sound like what I think a punk rock track would sound like. But I still absolutely believe you and hear the conviction of your voice, bro. Like, you know, it's like, this is how I punk rock, bro. I punk rock against the punk rock, bro. We're chilling out against the punk rock, bro. This is my meme, you know, this is how I do me, you know. Oh, maybe partying will help. I feel like is the best version of the. Again, I wanted to say ironic 90s party song that's actually kind of unironically a banger, though. It's like, the guy won't accept that he's good at doing this, you know, of like, oh no, this is actually pretty cool, this is pretty fun, like, sure, it's contemplative or whatever, but like, it still kind of rocks, and while it's making me think about the fact that I'm like, no, I don't want to rock, but maybe I should rock to get my mind off things, you know?
How about the lyrics to Shit from the Old Notebook? The let the products sell themselves. Fuck advertising. Commercial psychology. Psychological methods to sell should be destroyed. Like, it's just bare bones, no subtlety, just screaming anti-capitalistic shit. Like, alright, I can get down with this.
If I made a pop song out of this, no one would probably get it, so let me just say what I'm trying to think.
There's a song, well, okay, I'll say this first. One Reporter's Opinion, where the lyrics are just talking about the bassist, and it's like,
is that what was happening?
He's chalk, he's a dartboard, his sex is disease, he's a stop sign. Like, what?
Muse, if you ever made a song about me and said that my sex is a disease, we're having words.
Whose opinion is this? Like,
yeah, it's like, are they my friend? Who is this?
It's fucking, it's the hard pills to swallow, RC.
Yeah, it's like, this bassist is like, no, he's right, I did catch chlamydia last week, yeah, he's right. Like,
someone's gotta tell you, it's gonna be your best friends, man.
Holy shit.
Then we get the very interestingly named Political Song for Michael Jackson to sing.
Again,
And-
these 90s song titles. I'm like, what is happening?
And what happened here was they wrote a song and they thought, hey, you know what would be great? If Michael Jackson sang this, because then, like, we'd get exposure, because, like, Michael Jackson's one of the biggest names in music, and it could be like, hey, look, Michael Jackson singing a song that the Minutemen wrote. They recorded the song on a cassette and sent it to Michael Jackson's people, and were like, hey, listen to this. This is a political song for Michael Jackson to sing. And they just never got a response back. It's like, okay, fine. I guess we'll just put it on our album then.
They're like, it's like, guys, I don't think that gag worked the way, I don't think that communicated how you wanted. Because it was like, what are they trying to say? Are they trying to say I can't make political songs? I did that Ben song was kind of about people's feelings. Why are they coming at me? What did I do?
Just wait till the 90s when I'm doing fucking
Oh
Earth
yeah,
Song.
I'll get to this
and
eventually. Hey,
They don't really care about us.
this music doesn't sound like people are gonna really be listening to it until the 90s anyway. So you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I'm listening to this. I'm like, because I thought it was going to do like a parody of a Michael Jackson song or something like that, where it's
No.
like, oh, this sounds kind of like, you know, like we're punk rock, so we can't actually make it sound like, you know, high quality studio shit, but we're kind of trying to make our version of it, and then but now we're putting a message on top of it, you know, like. What? Wait a minute! Didn't he do? Yeah, oh yeah, I did. You're just another part of me. That was kind of political, you know. And
Just another part of me.
yeah, it's how we're all brothers. And what was that song? Oh come on, come on! Don't leave me like
he
this.
hasn't done that yet.
Simone. It's the other song where I was like, help people out. Look at the man in the mirror. Yeah, come on, assholes. Just give me 3 more years. I was gonna put it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just give me 3 or 4 more years. That's it.
Look, it got to his conscience. It actually like,
Oh yeah,
cause like,
this song spoke to his insecurities.
did he have anything political on Thriller? Just
well, I
good
guess,
friends? I don't think so.
If you can't feed the baby, then don't have the baby.
That's right. Oh, political
It's
Michael Jackson.
That's kind of a political statement.
Social responsibility, you know, fiscal responsibility.
But the lyrics here I thought were very funny, where he goes, me, naked, with textbook poems, spout fountain against the Nazis, with weird kind of sex symbols, in speeches that are big dance thumps. If we heard mortar shells, we'd cuss more in our songs, and cut down on guitar solos. And then immediately after that is a guitar solo. Fuck yeah!
It's like, almost like the guitarist is looking at him like, I'm still going to be able to do the whole thing, though, right? It's like, yes, Ed,
Now?
yeah, go.
There you go. Now, hit it. And I thought this was fun. The line, I must look like a dork. I got that from an interview with Iggy Pop in Cream magazine. They'd have questions and answers, and they'd bolt out a quote. They'd bold out a quote. I must look like a dork. That magazine was very cool. Not like Rolling Stone and shit good sense of humor. So I lifted from Iggy. I thought Iggy was a balls out dude. The Stooges, a balls out band. To be in that legacy, be part of a movement inspired by that band. So what if you look like a fucking dork? You tell people you are, and you still go for it. Like, that's kind of coul.
Yeah, definitely.
It wouldn't really make sense to anybody as to, like, why you said that, unless you told me that very specific story, but I thought it was fun in the context of the song.
Although, you know what I would have loved in that song is it was like, after the cut down on guitar solos, you know, and the guitar solo goes, and then like 8 bars in, you know, you hear someone go, all right, that's enough of that shit.
Like, all right. Yeah. Take 5D.
This is where we start getting into the Deadlands.
This is what I wanted to make reference of because it's so different. It's like a spoken word song, and he just goes, hope we can rely on you not to use shower. You're not keeping the tub caulked.
What?
Cause both downstairs bath ceilings and the walls to be soggy. Tub has to be properly caulked prior to you showering. Walls are drenched. Both roofer and plumber there. Had to pay for 2 service calls. Water drips from all around. Kathy's ceiling. My ceiling. Don't use shower. Don't use shower.
I have to cut in here at this point, right? Because, all right,
Oh, yeah?
you know, oh, the last couple of songs, like, oh, I'm just saying how I'm feeling and explicitly saying it. Yeah, yeah. With the track like this, it's just like, okay, dude, I don't need to know specifically everything about your goddamn life. Or is this like, this just sounds like he's just reading off like a note he left for someone. Like, what's happening?
And this is in the second bunch of songs that were like selected to be like of the best. You know what I mean?
This feels like the... You know what this feels like? This feels like the first 10 tracks were the actual album, and this is the, it's been 30 minutes and you're still listening to the silence? Oh, there's more tracks, and then, yeah, here's the wacky shit that we were just, like, throwing on because whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Like, honestly...
Yeah.
From here on out, I only have notes on, like, 3 more songs, so...
Like, you know what I did? Honestly, I'm gonna be a basic bitch right now. I looked at the tracks that had the most plays on them, at least 1 million, and the tracks with the most interesting song titles, and just went from there.
Oh, okay. Like we didn't mention Corona, which was like the whole reason we did the whole Jackass bit.
Yeah, it's so damn iconic, but it's so incredible because I was like, I know I've heard the rest of that. That fucking sound like we're going down to Dixie and NASCAR racing and shit. I was like, what is this sound? Because it just so threw me off because I was like, the beginning sounds like it's open air, you know, plucking all by itself. Like it sounds disembodied. It sounds like it's not a part of a song. It sounds like it could have been its own fucking track, honestly. Just like, oh yeah, that was just an interesting sort of sound there. And then just, no, we had a track. Now put on them cow boots and join the jamboree. You know, I was like, why does it sound like this? Like, why does it sound so like, you know, get down, Hank of the Hill, woohoo? But then when he starts singing, and I was like, yeah, that's not the energy I got from this guy at all. Why does it sound like that though?
The fucking song is sick. I love, like, it feels random to pick to be the theme for Jackass, but, like, now it's just...
But it's so perfect.
You can't picture anything else there.
Like, it sounds like that, yahoo, let's go mudding down by the bayou, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's like, and even when the singing comes in, like, it's still like, yeah, you know what, this fits. You know?
Yeah, it's a great fucking song.
It's like, yeah, this is well earned in its, you know, place in the punk rock. You know what I'm saying? It's certainly a dope pick for that TV show for sure.
My Heart and the Real World. I wrote down that this was very catchy, like more catchy than most songs on here. Like it's kind of structured like a, you know, like a song you'd actually hear on the radio. Yeah,
exactly.
And then unfortunately, the last song I have written down here is You Need the Glory, because it has this really cool different instruments strumming, and like at first you just hear like a guy moaning, and then he turns into scat singing, and it's just like, okay, we're doing some cool shit here.
I can't even remember. Oh yeah, I didn't have anything written down for this one, but I did have. So were you still
No, that was it. It was just an instrumental track that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, there was 1 or 2 instrumental tracks, and again, they're not bad, but they're not like,
no,
you know what I mean? Like, they're fine, you know? And, the history lesson part 2, that was the one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Where it was like, our band could be your life, real names would be proof. Me and Mike Watt, we played for years. Punk rock changed our lives. I was like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, man. Fucking Skinner, man, you know? Like, what? Like, sure, man, you know? But then it's like, what is it? We learned punk rock in Hollywood. And I'm like, oh, okay. Again, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like, it feels like he's referencing things to say something, right? Like with the last track we talked about, but it's like, but it doesn't feel like it's coalescing fully to something. Because it's like, well, we learned punk rock in Hollywood. Is that an ironic thing? Like, oh, Hollywood is fake, but I don't know. He doesn't seem, the rest of what he's saying doesn't seem to be like, you know what I mean? Ironic, you know? Like, oh, yeah, we drove up from Pedro, and Mr. Narrator, this is Bob Dylan to me, my story could be his song. You know, like, it doesn't seem like there's any, like, wry smile in what they're saying afterwards. So, like, what was the point of that line? You know what I mean? Were they saying, like, oh, we're posers? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, the thing just throws up things that feel like they matter, and it's just like, you're getting me to overthink about this right now. I'm, like, overheating trying to figure out what you're saying. Our band is Scientist Rock, but I was E. Bloom, Richard Hell. At this point, I'm like, are we at the end of the album and doing the credits? What's happening?
Yeah, we'd like to thank the members of the group.
This fucking Lupe Fiasco last track fucking like, oh my God, just ended. No, you know no one wants to hear this outside of you. Let me see. Oh, the roar of the masses could be farts. You know, it's better, but less funny than I thought it would be.
Oh no, that's a bummer.
It's not a bad song. It's like, okay, this is better than I thought a track with this title would be, but I thought I would at least get a chuckle. You know?
Yeah.
It's all about pastel gym hits, pearlesque and flaw. I'm like, that's really beautiful. I was not expecting that type of verbiage on the roar of the masses could be farts.
Yeah, you mean you never can tell, right?
Yeah, punk rock. Am I right? This ain't no picnic. Feels like anti the man track we should have gotten like at least 15 tracks ago. Like, the very direct saying the message sort of thing. Like, yeah, why didn't you already do this? Like, this feels like this should have happened by now. What? Yeah, why was this on the back burner? What's going on, punk rockers? Why were you guys afraid to put this one a little closer to the front of the track list? You know?
Maybe it just wasn't a favorite. I don't know.
Look, I can't lie. The hook could have used a little bit of work, you know? This ain't no picnic. This ain't no picnic.
This ain't no party. This ain't no disco.
Right. I was like,
this ain't no fooling around.
Maybe they heard that track and they were like, we ain't got it.
Which, by the way,
yeah,
that might be something worth reviewing when it comes out. Is the Talking Heads Stop Making Sense tribute album that's dropping soon.
What's going on?
Well, so far they've only released the Paramore covering "Burning Down the House" as a single.
Whoa! Is it good? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's real good.
Okay.
They released a teaser trailer to the album that shows a big box being dropped off at this mysterious house, and the door opens up, and it's like, oh, it's Hayley Williams. What's going on here? And Hayley Williams like grabs this box, runs into the living room with it, grabs a fucking box cutter, takes out a cassette copy of Stop Making Sense, puts it on the stereo, opens up the box, and takes out the big David Byrne suit. And it's like, the big suit. And then right at that moment, you hear the, watch out. And it's like, I was so fucking excited. And it's so good. Hayley Williams puts so much of her fucking soul into that song, too. She's like screeching on it. It's so good.
Hayley Williams covering David Byrne is what we need. We don't need no, fucking Weezer doing a cover of Africa with Weird Al in the video because they're that's funny, right? Like,
I'm gonna read off some of the names of the people that are gonna be on this album just to get you a little hype, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't recognize all the names, but you'll recognize some of them. Some of them make more sense than others. So we got Paramore.
Let's get crazy with it. Okay.
We got Miley Cyrus.
Oh, all right.
We got Lorde.
Okay, now we're cooking with gas.
We got Girl in Red. We got The National. We got your boy Kevin Abstract.
Oh.
We got Bad Bad Not Good.
I thought you were about to say Bad Bunny. I was about to be like, oh shit. Turn it up.
The Linda Lindas. You remember that like viral video that went around of like those like 13-year-old girls playing a punk band? They're there.
Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
And for some reason, Tizo Touchdown's there too. I don't...
Look, Tizo Touchdown is weird. He is throwing me for a loop because he, like, every time I listen to something, remember we did the Lyrical Lemonade where it was just like, and there was another album, wasn't there a Drake album that he was on where he's just like, look, fuck it, I'm gonna go for something as long as I'm gonna be on this track, let's do some R&B rap and shit, whatever. And I'm like, all right, at least he's going for something. I gotta give it to him. Huh?
It's been so long. I said I wish I could remember RC. It's been so long.
Long-ass album with like 80 guest features on it. A different monster to deal with, to be sure.
Hey, speaking of which, what would you give this album?
So, going all the way down to the rating, oh yeah, and then there was a song
You actually bothered with ratings?
Yeah, I did. I actually did, because I was like, look, I'm going to take the songs that I actually... listen back through again and really was able to, like, take it to, fuck it, let's go, from what I listened to, you know what I'm saying, take it into effect that this is an exhausting album and you guys fucking knew that. I wanted to show quick love to The World According to Nouns, Solid contemplative joy, and I think Public Enemy might have sampled this later on, because there's the part with the who, the where, the why, the what, and I was like, I gotta swear I heard that on like a Public Enemy song. Yeah.
Oh shit, okay.
And then Love Dance, I thought that was a solid guitarage, you know what I'm saying? And then Car Jam, which was just cars taking off. I was like, oh fucking Kate, like really?
Yeah, you need the bookends. It opened with a car starting, and then the album ends with the car driving away. Yeah.
You couldn't have put that at the end of one of the tracks, like.
It didn't need to be its own track. No, you're right.
But overall, I give this a 3.5, and.
Oh yeah.
That feels like, you know what I'm saying, like unfair, but I'm like, no, you made this long ass album. You heard that. I'm sorry, guys. Were you listening through to this hour and change album every time and being like, yep, everyone's gonna listen through the whole way? Definitely, they definitely will. Like, really? Did you think that? You know, I mean, from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they weren't considering the listening experience. It sounds like they were honestly kind of being forward thinking and be like, hey, you know, in the future they're gonna be picking their favorite tracks anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, I listened the whole way through, like, a few times to try to, like, refresh myself, because when there are this many songs, I'm gonna forget how certain songs go.
Right.
So I ended up having to listen to it a few times. And I didn't really mind having to do that, because the songs are so short that it does just kind of fly by.
Yeah, it's not a bad experience. It's just, in terms of, like, things that stick. Like, and it's like, that's the thing too, it's not that there's not stuff that sticks out, it's just like overall it becomes a sort of like just so overwhelming of like, yeah, what happened 13 tracks ago, you know what I mean? And was this that incredible that this, like, every single track needed to be here, you know?
Yeah, it's just the fact that like you had said, they just picked these songs and placed them at random, so it doesn't really feel like a cohesive listen. And they probably were, like, they are just kind of thinking more of, like, hey, just put the shit on shuffle, and, you know, it's a whole new different experience, and their songs are going to make just as much sense going into each other on shuffle as they do in the order that we put them. But overall, I would probably give this maybe, like, a 4, just because I did enjoy myself, and I like the songs, but, yeah, like, I don't think I could listen to this the whole way through on a consistent basis. Yeah, that about does it, folks. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this week, regardless of what you were doing. If you were listening to us in the morning, if you were listening to us at night, thank you for taking some time for us. We greatly appreciate it. And if you have an album that you would like to request us talk about in a future episode of the show, you just gotta head on over to a Ko-fi, or a coffee, that is ko-fi.com/. Going Off. That's GOINOFF. And yeah, we'll talk about an album that you want us to talk about on an episode down the line. How about that? It's a guarantee. It's a Going Off guarantee. And we got all our other links in the description: our Twitter, Patreon, Ko-fi, YouTube's.
That's right.
Every other thing we got going on.
Yeah, patreon.com/rapcritic still got the oh my god beat battle challenge going until March 1st.
Oh my god.
That's right. You know what song I was thinking about using for example, the show by Dougie Fresh? You know, oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
So many oh my god. Did I ever tell you where that came from?
I don't think so.
The song Punk Rock Rap. Have you ever heard this?
Who is it, dear?
Oh my god! It's the Cold Crush!
Thought that would brighten your day a bit.
It did. I was so excited to see the Cold Crush brothers, and who wouldn't?
But yeah, patreon.com/rapcritic. I'm doing the, as well, if we get to 1K, I will be reviewing my own song. Oh my god! Not that one, but the other one, but you already heard it.
You already know it.
And also, I'm going to be doing, like, Patreon streams. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm taking next month off because I'm trying to, like, you know, chill out. But of course, it's the month where I need to promote my fucking thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm going to be doing like, live streams and stuff like that in the interim and in between like podcast stuff like that. So, we still going to have stuff percolated, popping for the Patreon, and you're going to be getting a lot of it first, as well as joining the Discord. So you get to join the beat battle, you get to hear, episodes first, all that fun, sexy stuff. Plus, I'm having a thing tomorrow where we're doing the freestyle video game. But that's going to be past by the time this happens. But we'll do it again a lot next month, certainly. So get with it, act like you want it if you want to join in on that for sure.
That's been the show, and thank you so much for spending your time with us, and we will catch you on the next one. But until then, for Going Off, I'm Muse.
And I'm Rap Critic, and...
Come wash my back! Okay. I'm
assuming the people who know the show are going to be uproarious.